What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our channel. Hey, if you're new here, please click that like and subscribe, and don't forget that bell notification. This way you get notified every time I upload a video. Well, what's today's video all about? Well, we're going to be replacing the front motor mounts on a Roadking. And where are they? They are right down there. If you can see, this is now down on the bottom, which is causing a lot of vibration. And what do you need to do to replace it? One is we need to support the weight of the motor. Two, we're gonna have to take off the floorboards, the rear brake pedal, unbolt, I'm not gonna remove it, but unbolt the rear brake master cylinder, and on the other side, the floorboard, the kickstand mount with the kickstand. So we got a little bit of work ahead of you. This is gonna be a nice educational video, because I looked, there are no videos really of this, other than these are bad and you need to replace them. But I'm going to show you every step of the way. All right, guys, I got the floorboards off and everything. We're on the left side of the bike. As you can see, this one is already sitting on the bottom. This one's worse than the right side of the bike. But the floorboard and kickstand mount is off. All you need to do is take off, thread this bolt, and then there's two bolts over here. And that whole thing comes off one assembly. You don't have to remove the kickstand or the kickstand spring. Save yourself that trouble. And on the right side, you have these three bolts we got to remove. Get this out of here. The rear brake master cylinder has been unbolted and the kickstand's been off. Let me get these three off. We're going to move this mount out of the way, and I do have the motor supported. So once I get this long bolt out, the motor is supported, and that's the important part. All right, got that plate off with those three bolts, but you can see here is the motor mount. This bolt goes all the way through the other side, and that's an 11/16 nut. We're going to need somebody on this side with the wrench to hold on to that. I believe that's 5/8. Let's find out in a second. Nope, maybe 9/16. Nope, 1/2 inch. Boy, am I messing up today. It's Friday. It's been a long week. Yep, 1/2 inch. So come around this side. Come around this side.
Okay, sorry.
And now we're going to remove this bolt. And that is a 11/16.
Right, on this one?
Yes, go ahead.
Right.
And we're on some serious torque here. Which I have all the torque specs and everything for when we do this job. All right, so now we're going to go on the other side, and we're going to pull out the bolt once I get it jacked up. Or try and get the weight off of it, I should say. Let me get the punch and a hammer. We will punch it through. Get yourself a nice long drift for this.
Oh yeah.
One that's smaller than the actual bolt.
Oh,
All right,
Oh,
we're going to
there
jack it
you
up
go.
a little bit more. Because as you saw, it just dropped.
Yep. And there's part of the bolt popping out. Yay!
So the first motor mount comes out nice and easy. Now we're going to compare this to the new one. So you can see how different it is between the old and the new. And believe it or not, this will create a lot of vibration for you riding down the road, more than you would want. So while we're here on this side, we're just going to slide this in just like that. Now we're going to get the other one out.
Let's see what shape that one's in.
Yep. And getting this one out.
Okay.
Out hot. Motor's hot.
How do you get that out easy?
We'll get it out. No, because the mount sits between the motor and the frame. The other side, this piece bolted on. This side, it's welded in. So, all right, guys, to get to the left side, it's a little more work than the right. So you got to remove the upper motor mount drag link bolt. And then down here, what you got to do is you have to pry the motor towards the right side of the frame to get the old mount out. Now, if we look at the two, you could see the difference here between the two of them being shot, this one being shot and this one being nice and new. Now, what you got to do is you see there's a notch here that lines up with the notch right in here, so you get the proper rotation. And then this part slides in through here. So I'm going to clean this up, so when I slide the new one in, it's not going to fight. All right, guys, now to install the left side. All right, right side's easy. I'll show you that when we go to do there. But to install the left side, we have to line up this notch with this here. And then this slides in this way. So what you want to do is come underneath. You're going to move the wire out of your way. And what we have to do is get the pry bar going to pry this up out away from the to the right side of the motor. So so that comes in like that. All right. Now, Mom, you failed me. I need a third arm.
What do you want me to do?
I got it. Let's see if we get it.
I know, I'm trying to film you.
Okay, guys, I got it in, and I'm going to show you how I did it. You get in here with your pry bar. This is a big pry bar. And what you do is you pry the motor away. You see all the space I got in there now? Plenty of room. I can stick my finger in there. You get it up in there. You line the notch up right here. How rude. Seriously? I'm trying to work here. And then you slide that in. Now we're going to go to the other side, and you're going to see how much easier that is.
Alrighty. Okay.
So on this side, what we're going to do is, whoop,
Drop nuts.
you can see the notch here.
Okay.
This here lines up right here with the notch.
Oh.
And now we just bolt this in place and slide the front long bolt through. It's that simple. You couldn't make it any easier. Why couldn't you do this the other side? Thanks, Harley.
They wanted to make your life interesting.
Yes. Yes, they do. And interesting, they did make it.
Oh, that's an understatement.
So, let's see. Line up our holes.
And you got the bolts?
Yep.
Oh, there's three. Okay.
And we need to push this back to the other side. There we go. Oh, excuse
Trying to
me.
get out your way.
Yeah.
That's an understatement.
Yes, that was. Just clearing my mind. So what I want to do, now that I got two of them set, I'm going to put Loctite in, and I'm going to look at the torque spec, and I'll let you know what that torque is. Okay, the engine cap fasteners, which are these three screws, which hold this cap on, that's 45 foot-pounds. It's 42 to 48 foot-pounds. So half of that is, well, it's 6 different, so half of that would be 3, so 42 and 3 is 45. So it's 45 foot-pounds that we are torquing this to. Okay, those are the first 3 bolts that get torqued. Now while we're here, I'm going to do the rear brake pedal, and I'll get that done. I'll show you when it's done. Okay, the long bolt is 55 foot-pounds of torque, and that is done. So now what we do is we put our floorboard assembly back on, with these 3 bolts. And that's always a fun one. Let me get the socket. Oh, where'd that go? Here it is. And the ratchet. All right. So, once you get this side tightened up, the left side of the bike is done. And then all we got left to do on the other side is the other floorboard. Let me get the gun on this. Make my life a little bit easier and quicker. So that's how you change your motor mounts on your M8 touring bikes. Just remember, the difference between the Softails and the M8s is the Softails M8s are rigid mounted. There's no rubber isolator at all. Where on the touring bikes they're isolated right from the factory with those rubber motor mounts. If you guys have any questions or comments, please do so on the bottom. And if you haven't done so yet, and you made it this far, go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. And if you feel like it, you know somebody who might need to see this video, go ahead and share it with them, and I appreciate it. So if you have any more questions, guys, again, leave them down below. Until the next time, you live the best life you can. Ride often and ride hard.
Like and subscribe.